Fala, meus amigos! Fala, minhas amigas, sejam muito bem-vindos, muito bem-vindas a mais uma entrevista aqui do Imagens Quem fala aqui, como sempre, é o Manu. E antes de começar o nosso bate-papo com a nossa convidada, que vocês já sabem quem é, peço para que você se inscreva no canal, ative as notificações, deixe o like, nos siga nas redes sociais. Se quiser e puder contribuir com o nosso trabalho via Pix, considere se tornar membro do ImagensCast. E vamos para a nossa entrevista. Bom, nossa convidada, ela está aqui acho que pela quarta vez. Ela que é uma grande guitarrista, uma referência no mundo da guitarra feminina e que recentemente acabou de anunciar que está se afastando da indústria musical. A gente vai conversar sobre isso. Estou falando, obviamente, da minha querida amiga Jen Majura. How are you doing, Jen?
Obrigado. It's so good to be back. Good to talk to you. Hi. I'm doing good. Honestly, I'm doing perfect. I'm
Ah,
really
great to hear that, man. Great to hear that. Yeah, it's been a long time since we don't chat.
Yeah, when was the last time we talked?
The last time was you and Thomas Larson.
After the Magini record.
Yeah, and then you did a tour with Travis.
Oh yeah, true. Oh my
And I spoke
god.
with you both.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Then you did an evening with Travis and Jan,
Yeah.
the tour.
That was crazy times. That was rock and roll.
Well, okay. So now that you spoke about the Mangini record, last time I interviewed you, you said you were about to work on a project, and that was Mike Mangini's solo album. So I want to ask you, how was it like working with Mike on that album?
Mike is the crazy professor. I love him and we became friends, and I appreciate his time and effort he put into working together with me for his solo album. Um, when this whole thing started, I was very intimidated because, and I told this story on social media. I was like, man, Mike Mangini has been the first drummer I've ever seen in my life and recognized, like, oh, if he hits the golden plates, it's like a psh sound, and if he hits something with his foot, it's like doop sound. So he was the first one when my dad took me to a Steve Vai G3 concert,
Yeah.
and he was back in the days touring with Steve Vai. When I was like realizing what a drummer does, and then he gave me his drumstick, and I was like, "This, I don't know." I was a kiddo, and somehow this guy left such an impression that I would always, when people asked me in interviews about my opinion about drummers, I would always mention Mangini because not only is he fabulous with his technique and his brilliant ideas and his soulful playing, but he's also one of the few, if not the only, symmetrical drummer. And that caught my interest because a lot of drummers play like, your hands are crossed, and he plays like this. And
Yeah.
his whole style of playing was very interesting to me as a guitar player. And when he reached out to ask me whether I would consider recording vocals for his album, I was shitting my pants. But then I thought, man, this is like a life opportunity.
Yeah.
And I said, of course, yes. And the working with Mike is such a genuine, fine, respectful, beautiful process because we laughed so much. I mean, Mike, anybody who has worked with Mike, anybody who knows Mike knows that he's like a giant goofball. And I love him for that. Like, we had so many laughs, and sometimes we would have like super long recording sessions via, video call. And while I was recording, and he's like, "Okay, I'll be back in 5 minutes. Keep recording that loop." And I kept doing takeover of takeover and takeover. And he would come back, and we would listen together. And then he would pick one, and I edit everything here. And it's crazy. I mean, this is technology. I was sitting in Germany for this whole album production, but we worked together for hours every day for months. And it was I don't want to miss that experience. It was really cool.
It is a great album. Uh, did you
Thank you.
ever get to talk about a second album?
Well, you gotta ask Mike that. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. I don't know.
Actually, I did
I
ask
would
you
love
Mike
to.
about that.
Actually, we should record some part of this interview section and say, "Hi, Mike. If you ever see this, please let's do a second album." Awesome.
Now I gotta do a second album.
I'm totally up
Okay,
for that.
okay. So of course, you're a huge Dream Theater fan, and I'm a huge Dream Theater fan, and I love Dream Theater with Mike Mangini, and it was a mix of feelings for me because I felt really sad when Mike left, but I felt really happy when Mike came back, Mike Portnoy. So I want to know your feeling about this.
Exactly the same, like you just said it. It's Portnoy belongs to Dream Theater, in my opinion, and Mangini was brilliant with his input, with his work, with his passion, and just the persona and the person that he is. Portnoy feels more like back to the roots, and I've been working with both mics,
What
and
privilege.
yeah, I mean, I did the 1 minute jams, and Mangini played.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Who did he play the 1 minute jam? Mangini played the 1 minute jam with Alex Skolnick, and Portnoy played the 1 minute jam with Gus G. And I can't say anything bad about either one of them. Like, they're both beautiful people and like great people.
Great. And I know it has nothing to do with the subject of this interview, but you know, Ozzy,
What?
man, Ozzy has left us, and I'm still feeling uh, sad about that. So again, how do you feel about Ozzy's passing? Because I felt like Ozzy was immortal, man. It's
Me
like
too. Everybody.
he's never
Everybody.
gonna die, man. And then he dies, and we're like, what?
It's like a shock. So honestly, I mean, there's 3 people on planet Earth that are just immortal. It's Lemmy, it's Ozzy, and it's Keith Richards. I mean, come on. Everybody knows
Yeah.
that. Uh, I didn't expect that. It was like you just said, Ozzy has always been immortal. He's gonna be here forever. And you know what? The beautiful thing is he's such a legend, and he paved this way of metal with everything he did during his entire life for so many people, so many generations. And that is gonna last forever. And so he's not gone. He's still here. But it was definitely a shock to read the news, definitely. And I'm so happy for him and his beloved ones and the family and the fans that he had a chance to like celebrate this final one big show. And man, I watched that show. I was in tears the whole time.
Me too.
Yeah.
What an incredible concert, man. Then 70
Yeah.
days later,
Yeah. And I honestly I don't know if there has ever been something big and meaningful like that before. For any I don't know.
never was, never will be. Can you
Right?
imagine a show where the opening bands are Metallica and Guns N' Roses?
Yeah, right. It was a stunning show, and it was so beautiful to see everybody united. That's what the world needs to see, like unity, love for music, things like that. That matters nowadays, and I think it's beautiful that Sharon managed to do all that and put that together in such a good vibe and a happy celebrating music vibe. Yeah.
Well, great. Well, Jen, this interview has a reason, and you recently announced that you were stepping away from the music industry. Since you made that announcement, the music press around the world has been talking about it, and a lot of people came to me. Hey,
Oh,
man, did you
really?
interview Jen Majura? She's retiring. I'm not gonna say anything about it. No, yeah, here we are.
What did you
Um,
say?
I said, I don't know, man. It's her life.
She's
It's her,
old now. She needs to rest.
she's retired.
Ah.
Well,
Hmm.
and you are giving me the honor of being the only interview you're giving to talk about the subject, right? So,
Yes.
uh, whatever you want to say about it, man.
Talk.
Why? Why? Well,
Um, okay. First of all, that thought didn't come into my mind overnight. Absolutely not. I've been thinking about this ever since, even before Corona. Um, Imagine I've been doing this since I was 17 years old. I just turned 42 this year.
before Corona? Wow.
Yeah. The thing is, life is constantly changing, and I don't have any problems with that. People are changing. It's fine. That's life. But the more and more I've been doing this, and this defines touring, constantly being on the road, even having like a barkeeper in an airport lounge calling you by your name because you're there all the time. It's like you are traveling too much, you're doing this too much, and countless nights spent on airports, on planes, dealing with jet lags and being exhausted. And sure, playing the shows is a great reward, but all that is an equilibrium that comes with the fact that I sacrificed my private life for all my entire life. I never had a private life. I always put my work first. I always said, for example, ever since I did this retirement statement on, I believe, June 10th, I've been traveling. I've been going to Croatia to see my friend Ellen. I've been traveling to Prague with my friend Tony from New York. I've been enjoying traveling, which is something that I've hardly been doing. Of course, it was great if you're on tour in Tokyo or Sydney and you get to experience the local culture and the food and everything. It's amazing and you love it, but it's exhausting. And I, for the first time, told myself I'm going to go on a vacation to see my friend, not stay at a hotel room, but stay at my friend's place, for example, in Croatia. And I didn't have any feeling of guilt. I never allowed myself to do that. I've always been thinking, no, if I block like 2 weeks in a year, what if the big call? What if the big job? I can't do that. So I never allowed myself to go on a vacation. I always thought, hey, you play, I don't know, 70,000 tons of metal. Cool. Let's stay 2 more days in Miami, and that's your vacation. That was my understanding of vacation and like resting your mind and breathing. And I can tell you, man, it feels pretty damn good to be on vacation. And I just enjoyed life, which is something that I didn't, in that particular way, never allowed myself to. And that is a big point. Another big point as well is same like Devin Townsend. Devin reached out to me when I posted that retirement. A lot of friends and people reach out. Yeah, Devin, Billy Shea, and Alex Skolnick. A lot of friends reached out. And Devin reached out and said, yeah, man, I hope you find what you're looking for. And the more I heard about his reasons from life retiring, well, I understood because my parents are not getting younger, and they finally moved into my area in Germany. We've been living 6 hours apart by car for the past 20 years. And I finally have them here in my little hobbit town, and I don't want to spend 3 months in the States. And it's a combination of a lot of things that AI related developments. Press, do not tell me I quit because of AI. It's AI related developments. You have to hear all the words and social change to finish the sentence. All of that, if I just compare to how my drive and my view of music and musicians and I call it the scene, not the business, has been when I started out as a little person, sorry, teenager. Compared to now, it's just very different. And I just said no to playing the hamster wheel circus game. It's like the less you wear, the more clicks and likes you get. And whenever I see something like that, somebody, not mentioning any names, but somebody simulating a blowjob while using a talk box to cover a song where who knows if she played, and gets millions of likes, I'm out. I'm sorry. It should be about talent, passion, ideas, creativity, music. It shall not be about superficial crap like that. I'm sorry. This is a long speech, but
Go ahead.
I the more I saw things like that, it's all about the makeup. It's all about the less clothes you wear. It's all about the sexier you look. It's all about like faking. It's all about, dude, I got sick over the years with that. And I realized with my own behavior, the less others were dressed, the more I put on, kind of like the Billie Eilish style. Like, okay, I'm wearing baggy jeans and a triple oversized hoodie then. Like, I don't give a shit, because I find it so hard for people to look at the actual value and worth of a post, which is the music and the creation, the talent, not talent, but the feeling instead of the look. The look is going to be gone in a couple of years for anybody who takes advantage of that right now. And I've always been thinking like that, but it got harder and harder for me to make that clear, because there was a certain point in time where social media likes meant more than talent to companies, labels. And that was pretty much the point in my head where I said, I don't want to be part of this anymore. I have to, like, what? Eat canned corn for a week and then shit a poop into the toilet, film it and post it and get millions of likes. I don't want to make an idiot out of myself just for generating likes to get the interest of people to listen to my creation. And I just definitely said, I don't want to do that anymore. And that is the main part. And that is literally what I also mean with AI related developments and social change. And on top of that, like I said, my parents, and I've been doing this for 25 years. So all of that in combination is a reason why I want to step away from touring. I didn't say I quit music. I burn all my guitars. I sell all my studio equipment. Oh my God, this microphone is still left. Oh, I have to throw it in the garbage. No, absolutely not. And I'm not falling off planet Earth. I'm not dying. But my mind and my soul need a rest from the pressure of what people expect me to be like, of what people expect me to write, compose, release. I don't want to do this anymore. And I don't want to be in this position where no matter what you post or present or whatever, you're always judged. It's like, I don't want to be in the spotlight anymore. I want to step away. Maybe I'll become a tour manager, or I don't know, something in the background. Like,
You've been a tour manager already, right?
I've done that. I mean, if you look at my history of jobs, I started out as a stagehand, a local stagehand, moved on to guitar tech. I've been doing merchandise on European tours. I've been doing tour management. And then for the 7 years of what it was, I hate that term, the rock star, which apparently made his guitar tech nervous, because the rock star wanted to change her own strings on her own instrument, which was not well taken. So it's a different world, and I'm stepping away from all of that to just enjoy a little bit of a settle down moment in my life, which I think I deserve. Things like for example, having local friends. This is a very personal interview, by the way, but having local friends. When I posted that statement, I sat down and thought to myself, man, my friends, like my real friends, are in LA, in New York, in Sweden, in Spain, in Croatia. I have no local friends. There is nobody here that I could call up and say, hey, you want to meet up for a coffee? Because I've never been home. I never had local friends. And it feels so good to finally connect with local people instead of just seeing this house of mine, this home paradise, as a sort of like stationary thing to just exchange the interior of your suitcase with a washer. It's like normal, stupid stuff that people enjoy. And I see it right now. It's like I never really had that. And it's so beautiful to finally enjoy that. Okay, end of speech. Sorry, that was long.
No problem. How has the reaction of your announcement been? You said Devin Townsend reached out to you, so have your friends talked to you?
Yeah, like honestly, like so many people. Like it was insane. I received like for the first week, I received like I don't know, 600-700 emails a day. It was insane.
Jesus.
And I have to say, those people that are my fans, the ones that I see whenever I put out something on YouTube in the premiere, in the chat, that I like, fans always think we don't know them. We do know you. And those fans had been amazing. I wouldn't even call them fans. I would call them friends by now. They've been so beautiful and supportive and said, Jen, honestly, you deserve it. Live your life. And if that's the right thing for you to do, if you feel like that's the right thing for you to do right now, do it. They've been amazing. Then there was a lot of other fans, which other sounds bad, but I don't mean it in a bad way. More like the fans that follow me but don't interact. A lot of them have been like, man, I'm gonna miss you. I'm sad. One even told me they they lit up a candle and listened to Insanity for the last final time to say goodbye to my life
Right.
career. And I'm like, guys, I'm not
Jesus.
dying. Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Stop.
So a lot of them treated it like Gemma Juras falling off planet Earth, like "Doo." So no, I don't stop with music, but I just need a rest. And the colleagues have like it's always funny, colleagues or colleagues. The friends in
Oh,
music that do the same thing. They reach out, and a lot of them, I'd say the main response was, I get it. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. And that's a really strong step to take. For example, I went to see Steve Vai, and Steve
yes.
walked up to me and he was like, Jen. I said, hi. And he was like, so let's talk about your retirement. And I said, okay. What is the reason? And I said exactly the same thing. I'm like, I lost a little bit of the fire because of everything what's going on around me. And I want to step away from the business side. I want to define and redefine music new for me. Like I want to be that teenage girl again that has energy and the will and the want to do, and instead of like starting 4 chords and thinking, nobody's going to buy this. This is the wrong way to think when you create. And I got stuck in that wrong mindset. And Steve said to me, it was very beautiful. Steve Vai said to me, just imagine you're on a trampoline right now. Just you're a musician. It will not go away. Your creative flow is not going away just because you tell it to. So just imagine you're on a trampoline and you just jump down and you're on the lowest bottom of the trampoline. But what it's going to do is it's going to, throw you up in the air like higher than ever before. But you need time for that experience. That was what Steve told me.
Incredible, huh?
I loved it. I loved it. Another I'm not going to mention his name now because then I'm going to get nervous and sweaty and shaky, but everybody knows who I'm talking about. He said, I am like a tree. He said, don't quit. Don't call it like done, but take a rest. I've been there. I had my writer's block. I had that moment of like not being able to write anything for years. Just because of pressure and environment and everything, business or whatever. And he said, just because the tree doesn't have and carry leaves in fall and in winter, you don't have to like cut it down. It's not dead. It's gonna regrow in spring again. So that is what two of the biggest players on planet Earth said to my retirement plans.
Well, are you talking about the guy that said that you are one of the
Oh,
greatest
shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
fucking German guitar player of all
No,
time?
don't say that. I'm getting sweaty and nervous already. No. Maybe.
Hasn't that made you think, how can you retire after hearing this compliment from this guy?
You want to know the whole story about this?
Please.
Okay. So I went to see Extreme last year. Okay.
By the
And
way, the latest album, oh my god.
oh, it's fantastic. It's like, I love it. It's very modern. I expected a little bit more extreme, like the old school vibes. Let's call it
Yeah.
old school vibes, but it's very modern. So it gives a new additional flavor to the music. And I was like, at first I listened to it and I'm like, too modern, not old school. But then I was reminding myself, bands change, bands adapt. Nobody wants to stay the same all the time. Like every band does that, at least the good ones. And then I listened to the album again with a fresh mind, and I was like, man, this shit is good. He's just so good. Anyway, so my story. Last year I went there. They've been playing the same venue in December. I went there. And I remember I stood in the audience and Nuno was, who remembers our release with Pornography and blah, blah, blah. And I was just a fangirl. I just enjoyed the show. I'm like, yeah, I was screaming. And then he looked down from stage and he's like, anybody else but Jen remembers our Pornography release? And I thought to myself, like, oops, oh God, that's embarrassing. So, and after that show, he shot me a text and he's like, hey, do you need passes? I would like to say hi. And I said, no. I just can't. I'm stuttering right now, even talking about this story. It's like, I can't. So I get starstruck. Nuno Bettencourt is the only person on planet Earth that when I get starstruck, and I'm sure he by now thinks I'm a complete idiot. Anyway, so I ran last time. I was like, just not replying. He offered passes and I said, nope, let's go.
Come on, Jen.
No, I can't. But it's getting even worse because this time, dude, same venue, same band, different day. I went there. I bought tickets. I paid money for those tickets because by all means, I didn't want to have my name on the guest list. So I was standing not in the first row, third row. And then he saw me from stage and I posted that little short on my YouTube channel about his speech about me. I didn't know anything like that would happen. Like nothing. I don't know. So after the show, last chord, everybody's like, yay! Lights come on, and I am getting, again, nervous. I'm like, okay, I have to go. We have to go now. We have to go. Leave the venue. Out of a sudden, he calls me. I'm like, oh, fuck. I can't take that call. And it's like, no. I'm too nervous. I can't do that. So I put my phone back into my purse. And all my friends like, take the phone call, go backstage. And I'm like, no, I can't. I'm too starstruck. I can't.
Me, Jen.
Anyway, I can't. And then I was this close to the exit door. I was almost out of the venue. And out of a sudden, the guy behind me says, you're Jen. I turned around and I'm like, huh? I'm Nuno's guitar tech. He told me to get you backstage. Wow. I mean, honestly, dude, I've been doing this for like a lot of years. Never, ever in my entire career have I sent my guitar tech away from the actual job of packing gear after a show and told him, go into the audience, find this someone and bring that someone backstage. I'm like, what the hell? So I ended up in the dressing room area, in the catering area. And I sat there and man, I was dying. I was just, it was not good. I'm sorry. Everybody's like, what the heck, Jen? He's just a guy. I'm like, no, not for me. He's such a fantastic musician and such a soulful, beautiful musician. There's a lot of these widdly wankers, like so many.
Yeah.
They don't mean shit to me. But if somebody plays for the sake of the music, for the sake of the song, instead of my guitar solo is my show off moment. I have to press as many notes as possible into it. That's the wrong attitude. And Nuno has always been a musician for me, not only a guitar player, a musician for me, that always is using his skills for the sake of the music. And that is something so beautiful. And his way of playing, the percussiveness in his playing is, I don't know any other player that plays like him. And I've just discovered him at the age of 8, 9, 10, and loved his playing ever since. So, and yeah, have I been stuttering and probably talking bullshit while he was standing in front of me? Yeah. Great. Didn't sleep at all that night, felt nauseous. It was just, oh my God. The day was not planned like that. Anyway, it was a great concert.
Yeah. I mean, great. Incredible. Great story, Jen.
There you go.
Well, when you announced your retirement, you also released 4 new songs.
Oh yeah.
So, were the songs written after the decision, or did you
No.
wrote them for the Insanity successor that never came?
No, not at all. That was not part of the Insanity writing process. Some of the Insanity writing process songs that were not and didn't end up on the Insanity album, they've been used for the Something on 11 release I did with Ellen Brentini. I think
Great
2 or
album.
3. Did we have a name for it? I think we called it Something on 11, and it's just a digital release, but it was an album that I did with Ellen Brentini together,
Yeah, I love
and
it.
it's Something on 11, and it's beautiful. And some of those songs were from the Insanity writing session. Those 4 songs, you know, a lot of people have stepped away from public, let's call it public, not only Devin Townsend, but also YouTubers, also other musicians, other bands. And I don't know, maybe I started a movement everybody's going to hate me for. I don't know. But I always thought it would be nice to step away and have a final gift to the people that appreciate your work and who've been following you for a long time. And those 2 songs, honestly, caught my interest when I was cleaning up my computer, because of, okay, I want to leave all of that behind me, and I'm going to clean out my computer. Also, like, sell a lot of gear and stuff like that. It was a cleansing process for me, and I found these songs, and it's more than 4 songs. It's 6, 7 songs, but those 4 caught my interest, and I'm like, man, these songs are so freaking good. I hate to say that about stuff that I've been writing together with my friend Dennis, but it's really good. And I thought to myself, man, I would like to put that out somehow. So I made these little teasers, and for the 4 weeks I don't even remember when I did that, but for 4 weeks, every Saturday or Sunday, people could listen to those little snippets, and maybe you can link them in the video description. Like,
Sure,
these
yeah.
are amazing songs. And I said, people, if you want to have the full version, send me an email. That's it. And I'm very proud of these 4 songs because we wrote them back in the days. Man, I was in my early 30s, I think. And I remember that moment. It was that carefree writing. Let's spend the whole night working on music. Let's edit crazy shit together. Let's not think about whether mainstream likes it or not. Let's not give a shit about anything and just like play music and make the craziest shit. And that was just good times. And because I remembered that feeling where I also want to get myself back to, I was like, okay, let's release these 4 songs. And these are old demos. I didn't have the studio files or anything. I recorded it at home here, pretty much in my apartment. And it's been, they don't sound like modern, perfectly mastered and mixed. They don't, because they are not. They are old school recorded crazy songs. And I had my friend Lars master them, not Ulrich. And and I said, "Oh, let's put them out there." And it was nice. it felt good to my soul and to my heart to do that.
Great. So, Jen, two more questions. First of
Huh?
all, from those 25 years,
25.
yeah,
Oh.
25 years. Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your best memories from those 25
Oh
years?
God, this is an asshole question, and you know it. Oh my God. Okay. Let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's say compared to I mean, from my point of view, me performing probably, right? Like me touring, me doing things, not me witnessing something, because then I would totally say my first Steve Vai concert, the first out of like what, 30 by now. When it comes to me performing or traveling or experience things, I'd say the first time I played Wacken.
Oh my goodness.
That was big and huge for me. I was a guest singer with the band, and thank God I was wearing like a dress with a long skirt. My legs underneath that were like this. I was so freaking nervous. But that was probably one of the biggest first moments in my life. I definitely enjoyed all the crazy shows with the German band Knorkator.
Which I still can't pronounce. Knorkator.
Knorkator. I know it's terrible for everybody outside Germany. But
Non-German. Yeah.
this band has always been crazy and lovely and lovable, and I like playing their music. And I remember we played a show for, I think, some anniversary of the band, and it was a 4-hour show in an ancient castle
4 hours?
environment. I know, 4-hour show in an ancient castle environment, and they have this one song where they just destroy everything on stage. So they had like all kind of like church organs and furniture, and everybody was just like destroying everything, and I slammed my guitar to the ground. It was just like complete chaos and madness on stage. I'll never forget that show. Up until this day, really beautiful friends, and I really appreciate the time that we had together, which was beautiful. Also, another beautiful moment with my AC/DC tribute band back in the days. That was over 10 years ago. We once played a festival for like a rally festival or something, and then 500 motorcycle bikers came down. Like you could see them from the stage, and there was like this hill, and they rode down their motorbicycles, and it was just like bikes everywhere and like this giant cloud of dust. And knowing that these 500 bikers just come to see you play with your AC/DC tribute band, that was magnificent and pretty impressive. And then, of course, I mean, the whole era with Evanescence, I just cannot say that this wasn't awesome. I mean, playing this.
One of my favorite albums of life.
Really?
Yeah, man.
It's a really good album.
You know, I have a
really
story with this album, so
yeah,
there's a lot to me. It's a great record.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know. I mean, honestly, playing even with the Synthesis album, like how many musicians can say that they were allowed to play in the Sydney Opera House?
The live you did was just gigantic, fantastic.
Yeah, it's like the whole production, being on stage with a live orchestra, playing in Japan, like having all these, honestly, having this feeling of like being sort of home in the States. It's not like you're traveling on tour to a different continent, but you're traveling to your second home. That is definitely that happened over these 7 years, and I had beautiful times. And I'm honestly, I learned a lot. I made healthier decisions after, actually, still while I was in the band, but so I don't know. It's been a good time, and I enjoyed it for what it was, and I am also maybe a reason why I'm like totally fine with stepping away from touring right now. People always say like, "Hey, you played all the giant stadiums, so of course you cannot play like local pubs anymore, right? Bullshit. I love play. Actually, just 2 weeks ago, or was it last weekend? No, 2 weeks ago, I was on stage next door village with my dad's
Yeah,
band. They
I saw the
play,
post. Yeah,
yeah, they play like old rock and roll,
you seem to be
Elvis and
having the time
covers,
of your
and
life. You were so happy.
it was so good because I don't care how many people are in front of the stage. And that's my thing, and that'll never change. There can be 20 people, there can be 2,000, there can be 20,000 or 200,000. I don't give a shit. Every single person that is in front of a stage deserves to have a great time. And I mean, the place was sold out. I was stunned. My dad's band sold the place out. Okay. And I was just there for like 2 songs, but those 2 songs, cover songs. And I just sang them and I enjoyed the music, making the music at this moment together with my dad. And that was just beautiful. And I had such a beautiful time. And, it's like, it's not that one would think, for example, with Henrik Linder, I had Dirty Loop's bass player. We had a talk and he was like, man, Jen, I want to play in those stadiums. And I'm like, do you? I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, like it doesn't really, it doesn't make a gig greater when the more people you have, in my honest opinion. I think it's all about the energy with the audience, and then it doesn't matter how big the audience is. Of course, if you get like a from like 50,000 people, it's different than if there's 50 people. But if those 50 people in front of you are 100% in, and they're like completely like into the vibe, and they're totally rocking out and giving you all of their energy, I would never say that that's worth less than a stadium gig, It's you cannot say once you played a stadium you would never play a pub gig. It's not, at least in my case, it's not true, because I love both. And I am more nervous and terrified of smaller gigs. Like if there's 200 people, oh my God, my hands are shaking. I'm nervous. But I like it. I like to be nervous in that situation. And I'm sure every now and then I'm going to do something and play a little here and there. My next show, as of right now, is on the 6th of September, coming up at a bikers event in the next village, like just playing something solo at like an classic custom classics bike event. And why not? And the beauty about my retirement is if people request me for doing something and I don't wanna, I say, sorry, I'm retired. If there's a request with friends that go like, hey, we would like to invite you because why not? And I'm thinking, friends, cool, why not? I'll say, all right.
Good
It's
reason to come
beautiful.
back.
It's honestly, I'm doing good. These past two months have been really healthy for me. I wasn't on a mental breakdown or anything. I was just tired, tired of the same old, and it feels good to step away from all of that pressure. So I'm in a happy space right now. Yeah.
I think this is a great way to end the interview. Just to know that you're good and happy. This is the most important thing. And thank you so much for your time, Jen. Again, it's always great to talk to you.
Thank
I think
you.
it's been like 3 or 4 years since the first time we talked. Always
Oh my
great.
goodness.
You're a great person,
Absolutely.
a kick-ass guitar player, as Nuna said, one of the greatest fucking German guitar players
Oh,
of all
shut!
time.
Not the name again.
So, well, if you have any last messages for your Brazilian fans, time is yours.
Obrigado. I will come back to Brazil 1,000% because I went there once to Rio on vacation, and I will return because you guys have the best food, the best weather, the most beautiful beaches, the best people, the best vibes, and I have to come back.
You do. Well, I'm gonna finish the interview em português, ok? Pessoal, essa foi nossa entrevista com a Jen Majura. Espero que vocês tenham curtido. Se vocês gostaram, deixem um like. Não se esqueçam de se inscrever no canal, ativar as notificações Nos sigam nas redes sociais. Quem quiser e puder contribuir com o trabalho do canal via Pix, considere se tornar membro do canal. Link na descrição. Guarde as nossas próximas entrevistas e é isso aí. Tchau!